Hi, another video today for you. This one's about anxiety, and I thought it'd be easier if I did something visual because often that's easier to follow. So I've got here my bag, and inside this bag are my worries. And this is how we often tackle worry. So we have things going on for us which are bothering us, and an idea comes into our head about something. So it's a bit like something comes out of this bag, one of the worries, we become aware of it. And when we become aware of it, we find it really hard to ignore. So instead of just noticing that it's there, we start to get curious about the worry. So for example, say this worry here is about school. What's going to happen with school? What about the work I have to do? What's going to happen at the end of the year? All these kind of things. So if this is your worry about school, then we start to get curious, we start to unpick it, we start to unwrap it. And the more we unwrap it, the more we discover about it. So the worry gets bigger as we learn more about it, and it gets bigger. And eventually it becomes so big, it almost wraps us up in it. So we're walking around with this worry on our shoulders, and we just can't shift it because we're thinking about it. We know every detail of it now. We know this part of it, we know that part of it. We've looked into every single aspect of it. And then, because we've been thinking so much about it, it's almost like it completely envelops us. And we can't see anything except the worry. And we're trying to look at things through it. And we're not doing a very good job. So if we then got something else that we need to do, we can't see that thing properly to focus on it. We can't do what we need to do. We can't focus on any schoolwork that needs to happen because we can't. I can't see. I've got these worry thoughts that are clouding my vision, and I just can't do it. So it's not very helpful. And we all have lots of worries. And we often pick them apart, don't we? And unravel them. And just try and find out as much as we can about it. If I think about it a lot, maybe I can solve it. Maybe I can make it go away. Maybe I can plan. But it often doesn't work like that, because then it gets in the way of us being able to do anything else useful with our day. So that's one worry. I've got many in here, so I might have another worry here. This worry is somebody in my family has a health condition and I'm concerned about that. This worry is about friendships and relationships. You know, what's going to happen with them? Can I keep up with my friends? So-and-so didn't contact me this week. What does that mean? And we start to unravel this one. What does it mean? Does it mean they don't like me? Does it mean that they don't want to be with me anymore? Does it mean that I've done something wrong? What about that conversation we had the other week? Did I say something then? Oh, I seem to remember a funny reaction from so-and-so. Was that something that's caused a problem now? Is that something that I should have done something differently about? And so then this worry sits on our shoulders and weighs very heavily on us, and we can't shake it off. And then every communication we have with everybody else is clouded by the fact that we're already worried about friendship issues, and we're already worried about the way we talk to people. And again, it obscures our vision, and we can't see anything else because it's in the way. We can't think straight. We can't think about anything without seeing through the friendship worries again. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to fold it back up. And I'm going to show you a more helpful way to deal with our worries. Because the reality is that everybody has worries, and we can't stop the worries from coming into our heads. That's not something that we're in control of. We all have thoughts and things that we don't particularly want to have. So in that way, maybe we have to deal with them. And you can see in here I've got various worries. And what we can do, we're always going to have this with us, we're always going to have those worries. But what we can do is, when we become aware of them, just notice them. Okay, so I've got to worry about friendship. Yeah, okay, well, if I get really caught up in thinking about that now and picking it apart, that's going to stop me from doing all the other things that I need to do right now. So maybe I need to think about this later when I haven't got anything else going on. So sometimes it's helpful to give your worry a time to think about. So maybe I'm going to finish all the things that I need to work on by around 3 o'clock, and then I'm going to have a bit of a break, and then at 3:30 I'm going to spend 20 minutes, half an hour thinking about this friendship issue and working out whether the ideas that I'm having about it are factual or whether they're just my opinion. So it's often very useful to ask yourself, is the thing that's popping into my head, is this thought that I'm having, a fact or an idea? And we know whether it's a fact or an idea depending on whether we've got anything to support it. So, for example, so-and-so doesn't like me, I've done something wrong. Is that a fact or an idea? Well, actually, I'm always really kind to them. There wasn't anything wrong between us the other day. I actually offered to support her, so it's extremely unlikely that I've done something wrong. So it's an idea rather than a fact, because it's not based on anything that's real. So that's often a useful thing to think to yourself. And if it's just an idea, well, let's just leave that there. This one that I had about school. You've got some worries about school. Often not helpful to unravel it all. Just know that you've got those worries about school. Okay, I'm just going to put that to one side for a minute, and I'm going to try and really focus on what I need to right now. If I feel that it's going to be helpful, I'll have a look at that one later. And so we can do the same thing with any of these worries. They pop into our heads, we notice them. Right, okay, yeah, I'm having a worry about that. Right, I'm just going to leave that there for now. I'm not going to unravel it, and I'm going to look at that later, perhaps. And another one comes along, and I notice it, and I'm going to put it to one side. Another one, I notice it, and I'm going to put it to one side. And more could come. And when we put them to one side, what we're doing effectively is we're putting them back in the bag, but we're not leaving the bag open. So they're not going to fly out and unravel themselves around us. You know, it's something that we do that makes them unravel. It's us deciding to turn our attention to them and deliberately look for more information about them that lets them unravel. Well, what I can do is zip the bag up for now, and I'm going to take the bag with me. So these are my worries, and I'm taking them with me. I've acknowledged them, and they're still there, but because they're safely in the bag, I can focus on what I need to focus on, and that's what I'm going to do. And then later on, when I've done what I need to do, and I've decided that I'm going to sit down and spend some time thinking about my worries and see if there's anything I can do, anything useful, then at that time I can choose to unzip the bag, take out the one that's bothering me the most, oops, got two there, and think about it. Maybe open it up a bit, work out whether what I'm noticing is fact or opinion, try and do some problem solving, some solution finding, and then when I've spent half an hour on it, I'm going to put it away again. I can't make it go away because that bag's always with me, but I can choose not to give it any more attention. And that's it for today. Hopefully that visual demonstration was helpful. I'll be back in a couple of days with something else. Thank you. Bye-bye.